Dear learners, morning everyone. I hope you fine. Welcome to École au Burkina. My name is Mr. Ganame Inusa, an English teacher from the upper sixth form D. We are here again for another sessions. The nature of the lessons is grammar and entitled the comparative form of adjective. Grammar, comparative form of adjective. In this lesson, we are going to divide it into three parts. Then the big one will be the comparative of superiority. Big two, the comparative of equality, and the big three will be the comparative of inferiority. Okay, comparative of superiority, comparative of inferiority, and comparative of equality. Okay, so let's write the big one, the comparative of superiority. Okay, comparative of superiority. Here, let's explain, what is an adjective here. Then we are going to divide it into two parts and explain the short adjective and the long adjective, because we have to know the difference between a short adjective and a long adjective. If we don't know, this difference, you will be, confronted to a difficulty, to do an exercise with these comparatives, because there are two different rules. A rule with the short adjective and another rule with the long adjective. That's why it is better to understand what is a short adjective and what is a long adjective. Okay, number one, first, short adjective. Okay, let's say that a short adjective is an adjective of one syllable or of two syllables ended in letter Y, then ended in letter LE, or ended in AW, and ended in letter SAM. Okay, so a short adjective is an adjective of one syllable, okay, or two, okay, syllables, then ended in Y, then ER, AW, LE. Let's give example of short adjective. We take, for example, fat. Fat is a short adjective because it is formed with one syllable. Okay, and short is also a short adjective. Then, because it is ended with one syllables, we have, for example, young. Young also is a short adjective because it is ended in one syllable. Okay, and we have adjective in Y. Then we have a happy. Okay, happy this is an adjective of 2 syllables, but it is ended in y. That's why it is a short adjective. We take, for example, clever. Okay, clever. It is an adjective of 2 syllables, but it is ended by er. Then, and after it, we have adjective, handsome. Handsome. The synonym is beautiful. We use handsome for men or boys to qualify the beauty of, for example, of boys. We can say Ali is handsome, but we can say Balgisa is beautiful. Then they are synonyms. Okay, handsome. It is a short adjective. Why? Because it is ended by some. And after it, we have simple. Simple. Simple is a short adjective. It's because it is ended by the answer L, E. Okay. Then this is an example of a short adjective. Okay. Let's say that, a short adjective is an adjective, yes, of 1 syllable. Okay. Syllable. Yes. Okay. Excuse. Then, or then adjective of 2 syllables ended in y, er, l, w, l, e. Meaning that if it is a short adjective, if it is a 1 syllable, automatically this is a short adjective. And if this adjective is formed of 2 syllables, ended by y, and has clever, ended by er, has handsome, has clever, okay, ended by lw, has narrow. Okay, another example, narrow. Okay, ended by le, has, for example, gentle or simple. Then show, it is a short adjective. Okay, but because there are some long adjective done of 2 syllables, but as it is not ended by y or er or some or le or lw, so it is a long adjective. For example, rapid or equal. It is a long adjective because it is not ended by, then what we can see on the board. Okay, now what can be the rule for the comparison of superiority with short adjective? It is simple. Okay, rule of formations. The rule is, we have the subject plus, we have the adjective, let's say the short adjective plus er to the adjective, then plus done, then which means plus que. And let's give an example. Here we have fat. We can say, okay, fatter done. But let's say that we must double the t, because if the adjective is ended by a consonant, after a vowel we must double the final consonant. Then here it is fatter, fatter done, here. And another example with a short, then we have shorter, okay, shorter done. Okay, and if we take example with adjective ended by y, okay, we have happier. Okay, we have happier. The y becomes the answer I before we add the er. Okay, here then it is happier done. Then which means plus que, because it is the comparative of superiority. This is the rule as far as the comparative then is concerned, comparative of superiority with short adjective. Adjective meaning short adjective plus er to the adjective. And if the adjective is ended by a consonant, after a vowel we must double the final consonant before putting er. It is the example of fat, fatter, or big, then bigger, because the G is preceded by I, which is a vowel, then we must double the final consonant before putting er. Here, shorter, because it obeys the rules then of formation, okay, and happier. If the adjective is ended by y, has happy, then now we must change the y into I before we add the er. This is, examples, then without giving maybe the context. We can give some context saying that, for example, Rosine is bigger than her neighbor, for example. That is an example in a sentence, concrete sentence. Or the people are happier, okay, than their friends. This is also another example in a context.